Hi fans of high quality entertainment, and speaking of fans, apologies for the air conditioner that's going in the background, but it's another warm day here in Ontario, Canada. And I also just wanted to quickly thank Arnie Berglund for becoming my 39th member. Thank you very much. One member away from 40. So you can check it out here or here. I am ranking and reviewing at last David Bowie's 1.OUTSIDE. And sorry, one more thing. I just bought this yesterday. I ordered it from Amazon. Look how thick it is. That's what she said. It is so thorough. It goes through all of his songs, all of his albums, and there's no pictures. So I'm sorry, I can't scan any pictures. But if you are a big David Bowie fan like me, I highly recommend you checking this out. Where was I? Yes. When I was buying all of the David Bowie albums of the last couple of years, some of the later ones I enjoyed right away, but not this one. In fact, I don't even think I really listened to the whole album. I checked bits of it out and I thought, I'll go back to listening to Hunky Dory. And so when I started this, it's Molly. When I started this series, there was like 3 or 4 of his albums that I really needed to listen to a few times before attempting to rank them and review them. And that being said, even though I've listened to this a lot in the last week or two, it might still go up in the rankings because I'm still, every time I listen to this, I'm enjoying it more and more. So I'll go through the songs. That's one thing, if you're a David Bowie fan and you've heard this, I've read reviews and it's like, not my cup of tea or coffee. You really, really need to take the time to listen to it. I think one of the issues with this, it's a long CD. And if this was, I think if this is on vinyl, it's 2 discs. So it's basically a double album. That's why it's long. And it's like 75 minutes long. And there are 19 songs, although quite a few of them are just segues. I just woke up. And so they're little, some of them are like a minute long, and really weird effects and vocals. David Bowie's vocals are really treated, doing these different characters. And the storyline, that's another thing. Forget the storyline, at least for me. I don't think this actually has a linear storyline. Maybe somebody understands it, but I never would in 100 million years. I just enjoy the music. I understand like The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. I understand the concept of that. It's simple enough even for me. But this is just... And then of course there was, I believe, supposed to be more, that's why it says 1.OUTSIDE. But there sadly was no 2. Sorry for rambling, but I've been wanting to do this for quite a while, but I've been listening to this a lot. So let's go through the songs, shall we? It starts with Leon Takes Us Outside, and it's just a mood setter. It's, the music is kind of like how the album is going to sound throughout, to simplify it. Outside. Oh, that's one thing I also wanted to say. The very first time I listened to this whole album, a couple of weeks ago, I was seriously thinking this is going to be at the bottom of the rankings. It was almost painful for me to get through this whole album, especially some of the segues. But anyway, Outside I didn't care for, and now every time I listen to it I appreciate it more and more, and I absolutely love it. The Heart's Filthy Lesson, I like that. I kind of like that song at first, and it's not my favorite on the album, but it's one of the more easier songs to get used to. So if you're a David Bowie fan and you heard that for the first time, you might say, oh, that's a pretty good song. A Small Plot of Land, I appreciate that song more and more. I won't go through all the different segues because they're my least favorite bits of the album. In fact, I did listen to the whole album more than once, but in the future I'm going to skip most of the segues, although it is a nice mood setter if you want to listen to the whole album as a concept that I don't understand. Hello, Space Boy. I actually think I used to like the song more when I was just starting to listen to this, and it's just not one of my favorite songs. I do like it, but it's not one of my favorite songs on the album at the moment. The Motel, it's slow, and I like it more and more every time. David Bowie's vocals throughout this album are superb as usual, no surprise. And I also wanted to mention, besides the whole band being awesome, Mike Garson. I think the first album he was on was Aladdin Sane, and his keyboard work, his piano work, is just so original, and I just love it. Love it. Now, I have not been to Oxford Town and No Control. They are, I believe they're my two favorite songs on the album. In fact, if you want to get into this album and you haven't, just play those two songs 2 or 3 times, and I believe you will fall in love with them like I have. They're more, I don't want to say commercial, but they're more appealing, I guess, for the average listener than some of the other tracks that you need to listen to quite a few times to soak it all in. Yeah, and they're the melodies, the choruses are so catchy. No Control, and the way he sings, especially in No Control, his I don't know how you call it, when it's a lower, he lowers his voice a little bit, baritone or whatever. The verses and the chorus, I just love it. You know, I don't think I could ever make a top 10 David Bowie song list now, because he has so many great songs. And then the Voyeur of Utter Destruction as Beauty. I'm still getting, you know, I've listened to this album, like I said, a few times, and there's still some songs. I absolutely love all of the songs, but some, every time I listen to them, oh yeah, I like this more and more, and that's one of them. I think I'm just going to love the songs more and more, is what I'm trying to say. And then Wishful Beginnings. I think Wishful Beginnings is the one that has this really annoying or irritating it's just irritating. It's hard to describe, but when you listen to the song, or if you know the song, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I do like the song a lot. We Prick You is great. I'm Deranged is great. Everything is great. And then It ends with Strangers When We Meet, which was originally on Buddha of Suburbia, I believe. And it's just another version of it, and I love the one on Buddha of Suburbia, and I love the one on this. And I also think it's a nice way to end the album because it's more of your typical David Bowie. It's not so weird or out there as some of the tracks are. It's one that I think most David Bowie fans would like right away. So yeah, kind of a all over the place video, but that's me. And I got a frog in my throat. So overall, yeah, I was definitely gonna put it below his 1967 album, David Bowie, the very first time I listened to it all the way through. I did not really, except for maybe one or two songs, I did not like it at all. But that shows you the power, the power of music, and also some albums you really do need to listen to. I had a recent comment say, don't waste your time. It's like, I'm gonna waste my time, especially when it comes to artists I love, like David Bowie, and I don't like a certain album. I'm not gonna give up on it, because I think he was a genius as far as I'm concerned, a musical genius. Just like I'm a comedy genius. I just lost my latest member, Arnie, who just... Okay. So, finally, here we go. On my rankings, it goes in between. Just for now. And at the end of the series, I might change some of them, because I don't like The Man Who Sold the World being so low on the list. That's bugging me. It goes between Station to Station and his 1969 Space Oddity, or David Bowie. You know, there's two different titles for it. It goes at number 9 with an A-. And yeah. So next up is Earthling. And by the way, I might also do Open Your Eyes today, because it's been a while for you Yes fans out there. So after Earthling, I'm going to be ranking and reviewing Hours, and it's another album just like Outside that I've only listened to. I don't think I've ever actually listened all the way through this. I enjoyed the opening track, Thursday's Child, and then plus I don't think it helps reading reviews online, like it's boring and whatever, but I'd love your opinions on this, even in this video. I mean, if you mention, talk about this one, of course, but I'd love your thoughts on Hours also. So it's going to take me a few listens before I do a review and ranking. But Earthling is coming up soon, because I've played that quite a few times in the past. And that's it. Thanks for watching, if there's anybody there. Bye.